Warm welcome to all. In this video, I'll discuss about how to use the Google Classroom using your personal account. Even though you don't have a G Suite account, I'll tell you how we can effectively use this Google Classroom account. So first, either you can type the classroom.google.com. With that, you can you can go to the Google Classroom account, or in other way you can click this Google Apps 9 icons, that each account is associated with the certain Google Apps which are associated with your Google account. You can just scroll there. There are so many Google Apps. You can click the classroom. Using that also you can open your classroom, Google Classroom. So either manually typing the classroom.google.com or clicking the Google icons which is near to your already logged in Google account. In that, if you click it, you will get the Google account. Now, using your personal account, I'll explain how to create the class. So here you have the main menu, then after that you have this plus button, then after that you have the Google Apps icons, then your account details. Suppose you have multiple account, you can click that also. So as of now I want to use this account itself. With this account I'm going to, so now I'm going to create a new class. So for creating the new class, you have to click this plus button. It will show you two options: join class and create class. Join class is meant for the students. If you are providing a particular class ID or code, Google Classroom code, with that they might join. But for the teachers, you have to click the create class. So it will ask you, you means there are some terms and conditions. The school must sign up for if you want to have a G Suite account. So that will tell you some details. So you have to click I have read and understood the above notice. I am not using Classroom at a school with the students. So even for the students, you can have a free G Suite account for education. So you can try that also for personalized. So they put that students cannot use the Google Classroom at a school with the personal accounts. So G Suite for education, maybe you can use the G Suite for education. That one you can go and subscribe, like, so you can put your institute details and so many things. So now I am not going to tell. If it is a particular teacher who is going to deal with for the students, you can try this option. So now I'll go back to my class. I just put that I'm going to create for the for my own personal things, or like something it's not related to your organization, or you want to conduct some FDP program or some other thing, or even for the, suppose the students, they till now they did not get that G Suite account, but you have to start the class. For that you can use continue. Then class name you can tell, like whether it is first BSc or second BSc. Maybe I'll create for the first BSc mathematics. They have answer. Section is whether they are morning students or afternoon students. Regular subject is they have ancillary chemistry. Suppose if you have more than 200 means 100 students, so more than 100 students, something like if you have 150, so you can put the 75 students in the room number 1. If you can put the other students as a room number 2 with the same things, and you can provide the each first set to first particular class code and second set to the other class. So now let me imagine I have only the 100 students or below 100 students. Okay, so now I just create the class. It takes time, we have to wait because Is creating a space in your drive. So it has created. So after creating, you can see the title. So the automatically it picks up the mathematics. As I mentioned, mathematics, it picks up the corresponding theme. If you want, you can say select the theme and you can change the theme. So for maths and science, so maybe I just put this compass and scale. I use this class theme. Okay. Or even if you have some photo of your classroom, you can upload the photo. And this is your title of the class that you created. And this one is the class code for the class which I created. So you had to copy this class code, then you had to post it to your students, or you can manually invite your students. Okay, so for either you can give the class code, or in the people section you can add their, if you know their mail ID, you can manually add them. There are two ways the students can join. So this is the first basic stream page. So what is stream page? Stream page, suppose if the students are already there, I can just hello everyone. I can type hello everyone. Welcome to my ancillary chemistry class. Happy learning. So I can type some announcement or some things I want to inform. Those things I can put it as a post, or I can post it now, or even I can reschedule it later. So now I want it post it now. Even if you have some attachment also, you can put it here. As of now, I did not have any attachments. I just put hello everyone, welcome to my ancillary class, happy learning. So I just put this as my welcome note. Even you can create the separate topics in that also, you can post it. So this is the basic thing. Now I'll go to the settings. So in the settings, what are the things you can change? So it has the class details already, you have filled that one. Now moving on to the general settings. So if the classroom is open till now the students are joining, or you are waiting for the students to join, you have to click the enable. Suppose you have something like limited 45 numbers only have. If you want to avoid the outside members to join, or if you want limit, you can click the disable option, so that the students cannot join anymore. And then the display code, if you want to show the display code must be showed in the stream page, you can put it like that, or you can that also you can this is the display code class view. And then stream page, what are the things you have? Degrees of freedom, you have 3 degrees of freedom. Either the students can post and comment, students can only comment, only teacher can post and comment, it's up to you. So suppose if the teachers post, students can say thank you, we have received ma'am, thank you. Okay, only if the teacher post, if they want to convey something, it is impossible for the students, because we are going for the students the oriented learners, oriented subject learning. So the learners are should be given more important. So we can, to in order to avoid the unnecessary post, you can just put it as a student can only comment. This one shows, suppose if you are typing and showing and attaching some documents, it will show the only the text, not the attachment in the condensed notification. Suppose if I have some attachment and the notification or the title, this will show all the everything. And this one it will not show anything, hide notifications, it will not show anything. Okay, so let me just put show details. Suppose if I am posting the material, they can see in the page itself whether it is a PDF or document, whatever it is, they can see in the stream page itself. If I am posting some material or the question paper, so the nature of the document and what it has written there, everything they can see. So I just pick the option show attachment and details. Okay, now thing is that show deleted items. The deleted items, suppose you post and if you are deleting it, that is visible for whomever present in the class. Suppose only the teachers can only view the deleted items, you can enable this option. Then grading. So each institution has certain grading system. Suppose they can fall the overall total points. Suppose you are giving the a continuous 10 assignments and you give some random marks, with that you can give the their internal marks or assignments, or you can give the a weightage, like assignment means 5%, or the class test is 2%, or the this unit wise test 5%. By weighted category also you can prescribe their grade points. So as of now I means uh, we have something like choice out of 3, maybe we pick up best 2, so that's why I just put no overall grade, I just pick this option. So it's up to you, you can pick up either what are the things you are conducting in the Google Classroom. With that also you can give the grading, or you can put, already you can predefine the how much weightage for each thing, because we'll be continuously posting it, so that time it will have, we have to think carefully. If you have everything predefined, then you can use the weighted category. So that's it. So these are the basic settings. So I'll just go and save the option. And second thing is, whatever you are suppose if you are adding some teachers or students, you'll be keep on receiving the email notifications. For that you just go to the settings. Go to settings, you can just click if you don't want to receive. So if see, you can receive the emails for comments on your post, comments that mention you, private comments on the work. For everything you can get the email notification. Even if the students submit the work lately, or the resubmission of the students, or some teachers are in waiting for the other classes. Okay, so you can get the either you can, I don't want to receive the notifications for this due date reminders for your work and work. So I just want the invitations to the co-teach classes. For that I will be wanting note to, and then class notifications. And what are the class notification where the student, I don't want to receive the, because if I finish the class or if I achieve the class, I don't want to receive the notification. But depending upon the class, you can, if you don't want to receive any notification from the classes, that means you are daily checking your class things, you can just totally put the receive email notifications off, which means you will not receive any notification related to the what are the students comments or the teacher comments, whether he submits, that will not, you not, the moment once you open your classroom, then only you will come to know. It's up to you to decide whether you want to receive the notifications for whatever is happening in your class. Because it occupies your, each notification will occupy the space in the your Gmail account, your Google account. I prefer not to receive the email notifications, because I'll be using the classroom daily, I'll be checking the everything daily, so I just use this option. So that's it. So this is the basic settings that if you want to save the space, you can keep this option, or if you have a large number of space, you can enable this option. No, actually I have limited number of space for my personal account, so I just uh, clicked I just disable this option. So that's all about the basic settings of the Google Classroom. I hope you understood this video. So in next upcoming video I'll tell you how to create the assignments and topics and everything and all. So thank you everyone.